Hi, I'm Keun-Il Park, the collaborator of this thesis. I will start with the thesis. The relationship between the experience of writing good comments and aggression among middle and high school students. Abstract. The purpose of this study is to find the relationship between aggression and the experience of writing good comments among adolescents. In this study, 299 middle and high school students in Seoul and Gyeonggi province were surveyed. As for the collected data, Duncan analysis with reliability coefficient, frequency and percentage, t-test, one-way analysis of variance, and post-test were performed using the SPSS21.0 program. The study revealed that, firstly, 69.6% of the students had prior experience in writing good comments. And secondly, students' level of aggression was lower than average, but rate of their relational aggressiveness was higher than that of external aggression. And finally, teenagers were less aggressive when they had experience in writing good comments. The results confirmed that the experience of writing good comments eases the aggressiveness among adolescents. Furthermore, the results of this study are expected to help develop character educational programs for youth to establish a healthy internet comment culture. Keywords: 1. Good comment. 2. Smartphone. 3. Youth. 4. Aggressiveness. Introduction. As mentioned in the results of Internet and Smartphone Utilization Diagnosis Survey of Youth in Korea, released in August 2020, 17.1% of teenagers were classified as dangerous groups when using either the Internet or smartphones or both. The figure is up from 196,337 in 2018 and 206,102 in 2019. In particular, 30.2% of teenagers in ages 10 to 19 were at the risk of over-dependence, 1.6 times higher than adults. Among teenagers, high school students and middle school students showed higher use of both the internet and smartphones than the fourth grade of primary school. 99.5% of teenagers use the internet and smartphones for leisure activities, such as listening to music, watching videos, and playing online games, and 98.2% for communication, instant messaging, SNS, and email, whereas 21.17% use the internet and smartphones for games and entertainment for over 2 hours every day. With the use of the internet and smartphones, the teenagers are exposed to various types of cybercrimes. Not only are they exposed as victims of disputes over online games and of sex crimes in random chatting such as the Nth Room case, but they also have the potential to commit crimes as perpetrators of malicious comments such as unconfirmed rumors and accusations. Therefore, it is crucial to pay attention to the language expressions used on the internet and smartphones, especially for middle and high school students who have higher dependence on the use of the internet and smartphones than other age groups. Excessive use of the internet and smartphones by middle and high school students can have several negative mental and physical effects during adolescence, vulnerable to addiction development. Teenagers who tend to over-depend on the internet and smartphones are known to feel disturbed when they study or feel uneasy, depressed, and stressed out in daily life, and add to their aggressiveness and impulses. In particular, the aggression of adolescents appears more in using the internet where anonymity is guaranteed, and may increase the level of attack in leisure activities such as online games and during communications, which are most commonly used by teenagers. Therefore, it is necessary to study effective ways to reduce aggression among teenagers when they are exposed to the internet. According to data from the Sunfall movement, which has been encouraging teenagers to post good comments since a few years ago, students have high educational effects that deepen their sense of ethics, such as keeping responsibility and communication etiquette that cares about others through their experience with Sunfall activity. It has also been shown to be effective in adapting to school life by enhancing relationships with teachers, friends, and improving academic achievements during school life. Most of all, it has a positive effect on decreasing depression and aggression among teenagers. Although the positive effects of good comment writing activity on youth's school life and mental health are being found in the internet culture, there is a lack of research on the impact of good comment writing activity on youth's behavior on the internet. Therefore, it is necessary to find out how their experience of writing good comments affects their aggressiveness as a way for sound internet use. For this purpose, this study examines how good comment writing activities are related to youth's aggressiveness, and it is expected that the results will help the authorities to come up with countermeasures and management measures to deal with the aggressiveness out of youth's rapidly increasing use of internet and smartphones. To achieve this purpose, the following research tasks were established. First, how much experience do teenagers have in writing good comments? Second, what is the level of aggression among teenagers? Third, what is the difference in teenagers' level of aggression based on their experience in writing good comments? Research method. Research subjects. The study comprises 128 middle school students and 171 high school students living in Seoul and Gyeonggi province, totaling 299 students, out of which 132 were male students and 167 were female students. Research tools. Experience of writing good comments. To measure adolescents' experience of posting good comments, the researchers asked two questions. Have you ever taken part in a school-run Sunfall activity? And how long have you been taking part in the Sunfall activity? Aggressive scale. To measure the juvenile aggressiveness, the scale at which Han Young-kyung verified content validity of the scale of Marcy and Frick was used. This scale comprises 40 items, 4 sub-factors, which means the higher the score on the Likert 5-point scale, the higher the aggressiveness is. The reliability of Cronbach's 이건 뭐예요? by sub-factor is shown in table 1. Data collection and analysis. To collect the data for this study, we collected immediately after 300 copies of the produced questionnaire were approved by the head of the middle and high school located in Seoul and Gyeonggi province, and were filled out with self-assessment method for 1 month from September 30th, 2020. With the support of the teacher in charge, 299 out of 300 questionnaires were used finally, excluding one with missing answers. The retrieved questionnaire was tested using the SPSS statistics program to perform reliability analysis, frequency analysis, technical and statistics, T-verification, and ANOVA. Research results and interpretation. Experience level of writing good comments. As shown in Table 2, 31.4% of participants had no experience in writing good comments, whereas 25.8% had experience writing good comments for over 24 months, 21.7% for 13 months to 24 months, and 21% for within 12 months. Aggression level. As shown in Table 3, the aggression of the youth had 2.35 points, slightly lower than normal. Among the sub-variables, proactive relational aggression was the highest with an average of 2.60, followed by reactive relational aggression at 2.48, proactive external aggression at 2.19, and reactive internal aggression at 2.14. It shows the aggressiveness of teachers is higher based on the relationship between people rather than the external factors. Difference in experience in writing good comments and aggressiveness. The level of aggression was significantly higher for groups with no experience in writing good comments than for those with experience in writing good comments. In all four sub-factors of aggression, it can be seen that students in groups with no experience in writing good comments are more aggressive than those with experience in writing good comments. Given that teenagers with experience in writing good comments have less aggression than those with no experience in writing good comments, the results of examining the aggressiveness of teenagers according to the period of experience in writing good comments are as follows. As shown in Table 5, there was an overall significant difference in the level of aggression depending on the duration of good comment writing experience, which also showed significant differences in all four factors of aggression. The difference between the groups for Duncan's verification was between those who had no experience in writing good comments and the other three groups. We can see that teenagers with good comment writing experience are less aggressive than those without good comment writing experience regardless of time. Discussion and conclusions. In conclusion, this study surveyed middle and high school students on the relevance of teenagers' experience in writing good comments to their aggressiveness. First, 31.4% of the target teenagers had no experience in writing positive comments, whereas 68.6% of them had the same experience. Given that the aggression of the target adolescents was not very high, but the proactive relational aggression and the reactive relational aggression were relatively higher. Next, it shows that teenagers become more aggressive when they know someone directly. Supporting the study of Woon-Da-Win, who said that the reason why teenagers write malicious comments is for contradicting opinions that are different from me and because they don't like the other person. We find out that teenagers tend to express aggression if they disagree with others or if the other person offends them. Therefore, it is necessary to provide education for teenagers on how to express their opinions constructively rather than aggressively. Next, examining the level of aggression according to the level of experience of writing good comments. Adolescents with experience in writing good comments are less aggressive than those without that experience. In particular, there was the highest difference in the aggressiveness score of proactive external aggression and reactive relational aggression, which can be interpreted as a very meaningful result that good comment writing activities reduce the aggressiveness that appears in conflict of opinions with others. This study confirmed that the experience of writing good comments eases the aggressiveness among teenagers. The results of this study are expected to help develop educational programs for youth to establish a sound internet comment culture. However, this study has the following limitations. So following are some suggestions for follow-up research. First, the survey of this study is self-reporting of aggression, so it is possible that the respondent answered the survey with awareness of others. To supplement this, follow-up research should increase the validity of research by using interview method or observation method. Second, since this study investigated only teenagers in some areas, it is limited to generalize and interpret the results of the study to other age groups. Therefore, it is recommended that subsequent studies should consider expanding the study subjects and assigning the area. For the references, there were Ministry of Science and ICT, Ministry of Gender Equality and Family, Statistics Korea, to remind what this thesis is about, I will mention the abstract again. The purpose of this study is to find the relationship between aggression and the experience of writing good comments among adolescents. In this study, 299 middle and high school students in Seoul and Gyeonggi province were surveyed. As for the collected data, there were Duncan analysis with reliability coefficient, frequency and percentage, t-test, and one-way analysis of variance and post-test were performed using the SPSS21.0 program. The study revealed that firstly, 69.6% of the students had prior experience in writing good comments, and secondly, students' level of aggression was lower than average, but rate of their relational aggressiveness was higher than that of external aggression. And finally, teenagers were less aggressive when they had experience in writing good comments. The results confirmed that the experience of writing good comments eases the aggressiveness among adolescents. Furthermore, the results of this study are expected to help develop character educational programs for youth to establish a healthy internet comment culture. So the keywords used were, firstly, good comment, secondly, smartphone, thirdly, youth, and lastly, aggressiveness. Thank you for listening to my thesis. That's all for me.